Did you have any moments where you made an absolute howler in the professional?
One instance that sticks out, traumatised by it. It was when I was 18. Was playing sevens for Scotland at the time, and we were sort of 3 or 4 tournaments into the season. You travel around the world, Dubai, South Africa, Cape Town. We were in Hong Kong, and I had been playing quite well, so I'd sort of pushed myself into the starting spot in the team, and we played Fiji first up, who are one of the best sevens teams in the world, and we were first game of the tournament, so the crowd is absolutely pumping. It's just chaos, and we kicked the ball off, we chase, we kick to them, and I go to try and tackle this boy that catches the ball, and he just rolls me. Honestly, it was like an acrobatic backwards roll, flip back up onto my feet, and the crowd were just like, ooh. And then after that, I ended up on the wing, and the Fijian player got the ball. He kicked it over my head. I ran back to try and get the ball, tried to pick it up. As I went to pick it up, the ball bounced the other way. He picked it up and scored under the posts. And then a few minutes later, the thing that happened first of all, where I got rolled off a ball, that happened again. So this was all within about 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, wow. Right.
And I'm just like, a deer in the headlights. I don't know what's going on. And I ended up getting pulled off at half time, and that was the last I played that tournament. So
for the whole tournament?
That was the kind of level that we were at. The coach just, obviously a couple of bad things happened, and then at that age, as an 18-year-old, that you don't really know how to deal with it. You kind of go into this state of shock. So that was it. That was me done for the tournament.
I was going to say, I'd imagine a rugby field can be a lonely place when stuff like that's happening with you, because you feel very exposed. You're sitting there out there with these monsters round about you.
Yeah.
No confidence in yourself. And
yeah, you are. And that's the thing. Like these, and sevens more so than 15s, because obviously there's much more space on the field, and you need to be a faster, fitter athlete to play that game. Again, I don't think I was suited to playing sevens in order for me to play it. And I think the reason it happened was that the first 3 tournaments of the season were all back to back, and then we had about 4 weeks off. I ended up going back to 15s rugby, and then when the next tournament started, I came back into the sevens program. But at this point, this was back 12 years ago, I was training for 15s but playing sevens. Like, that's just like madness, because it's a completely different game. And I think that's what happened before I went to Hong Kong, was that I had basically been training my body in a way that was completely different to what it needed. And when I went out there on the field, I wasn't able to contribute in the way that I wanted to. But a lot of it was because I had been doing something completely different. So I didn't realise that until a few years later, when I had got myself into a professional environment and I started to understand how it worked. But you can't be expecting to go out there on a world stage and compete at that level if you haven't done the work. But that was just due to the sort of systematic way the programme was run. So you only learn in hindsight.
Do you not think with the coach is a wee bit unfair for a boy of 18 so you had a mare, right? Then you got huckled out the game, not to give you another shot in that tournament, because that can last. Yeah, you'd have liked a redemption shot, wouldn't you?
It was a dark moment. I didn't really know how to react to it. Just felt embarrassed. Felt like I'd messed it up completely.
Do the coaches talk to you in that point? Is there any dialogue about the rest of the tournament? Or?
No, at that point, there was that day and then the next day, and I never got any conversation from the coach. I went to Japan the next week. I ended up playing a wee bit, but it took him a week to basically get round to me. But that was tough. That was a real sort of learning point for me, and I never wanted to go back to that. That was for sure.